day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already.
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. I think he is very eager to tell his story.
So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber.
Well, this party, I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
I get out too with a camera. The big Canon, like, yo, Puff, I should document this, right? Yo, what's up, like?
Oh my gosh! The FBI just leaked some jaw-dropping names from their most wanted list, and guess what? Diddy has allegedly dropped evidence that could turn Hollywood completely upside down.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already.
Buckle up, because this list, it's insane. We're talking major celebrities, political figures, and some of the most powerful people on the planet. I mean, I love you, know he's a good friend of mine, he's a good guy. But honey, you have no idea how deep this rabbit hole goes. Did Diddy's notorious freak-off parties expose more than just secrets? And why are A-list stars suddenly scrambling to cover their tracks?
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. I think he is very eager to tell his story.
Let me spill all the tea about how this scandalous story started and what dirt Diddy has on entertainment's most powerful players. Now, the FBI's most wanted list has always been scary, but this time, it's not just your typical hardened criminals. They've allegedly added new names that are going to make your jaw drop. Thanks to some online users with loose lips, names connected to one of the decade's biggest party scandals have leaked, and it all leads back to none other than Sean Diddy Combs. And trust me, we're talking about A-listers who never thought they'd be part of an FBI investigation.
Person that's #1 on that invitation list.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
This bombshell comes hot on the heels of Diddy providing key evidence about those infamous freak-off parties. You know, the ones everyone used to whisper about? Well, now they're front and center in a massive legal battle. Let's start with Kim Kardashian, shall we? Like many Hollywood elite, she's been quietly moonwalking away from her Diddy connections. Right before those dramatic police raids on his luxurious estates earlier this year, Kim did the most telling thing. She quietly unfollowed him on social media. Ouch, it's such a far cry from when Kim and her sisters were regulars at Diddy's legendary parties, living it up with the elite. Remember when Khloe spilled the beans on Keeping Up with the Kardashians about that wild 2014 party? Things got so crazy that guests were literally stripping down.
Who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber.
Well, this party, I think half the people there were butt naked.
Speaking of Khloe, in December 2019, she posted this super glam photo on Instagram with Kylie and Kim all dolled up at another one of Diddy's famous gatherings. Her caption? Nothing like a Diddy party. Oh honey, if she only knew what we know now. Now let's talk about Leonardo DiCaprio. And this is where things get really interesting. While he's not the first celebrity linked to Diddy, their connection goes back decades, and it's raising some serious eyebrows now that Diddy's facing these shocking accusations. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Leo was a regular at Diddy's famous white parties. These weren't just any parties. We're talking exclusive all-white dress code events that were the place to be for Hollywood's elite. The Daily Mail recently dug up some fascinating pictures from a 1998 white party showing Leo laughing and smoking at Diddy's fancy East Hampton home. Get this, Diddy even named DiCaprio as his #1 party guest. This juicy detail came out during a 2018 Vogue interview titled 73 Questions with Sean Diddy Combs. When asked about his top guest for those legendary white parties, Diddy didn't hesitate. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
These white parties were absolutely iconic. Picture this, A-listers from all over flocking to Diddy's waterfront mansion during summer. But here's the thing, those photos that used to scream Hollywood glamour, they're hitting different now after Diddy's recent arrest. There's this particular image from a 97 white party that's been making rounds. Young Leo in a white tee and shorts casually smoking while Diddy's nearby with champagne. But now, people are looking at these gatherings through a whole new lens, especially with those horrifying sex trafficking allegations against Diddy, including claims about those freak-off orgies and exploitation. Fast forward forward to December 2019. Leo shows up at Diddy's 50th birthday bash, dancing the night away. But guess what? That was pretty much the last time anyone saw them together publicly. Sources close to DiCaprio are now scrambling to distance him, saying he hasn't talked to Diddy in years and had nothing to do with those scandalous freak-off parties under investigation. These sources are working overtime, insisting Leo only went to the early parties when they were about networking and socializing, not the darker, more sinister events Diddy's accused of hosting later. Leo has absolutely nothing to do with any of this, one source practically shouted, adding that while Leo might have enjoyed some Hollywood parties in his younger days, he's totally moved on. They were big house parties, not freak-offs, the source emphasized. But wait, it gets even juicier. Even Leo's name couldn't escape the shadow of another scandal, Jeffrey Epstein. Though there's no direct proof linking Leo to Epstein, his name did pop up in court documents. One of Epstein's accusers, Johanna Schoberg, mentioned Leo during her deposition. She clarified she never actually met him. Epstein just liked name-dropping celebrities like Leo, Kate Blanchett, and Bruce Willis during massages. Now, let's dive into the Donald Trump connection. And trust me, this is wild. A resurfaced clip from The Apprentice has gone viral, pulling Trump right into this mess. Back in 2012, Trump casually praised Diddy on the show, calling him a good guy and a good friend.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
But here's where it gets interesting. Former Apprentice contestant Aubrey O'Day's response was super cryptic. Instead of agreeing, she just said, "I don't want to answer that question." The tension in that moment was thick, and now it feels even darker. O'Day's reluctance makes total sense when you consider her history with Diddy. As a former member of Danity Kane, you know, the girl group Diddy created through Making the Band. She saw firsthand how demanding he could be. She left the group in 2008, and over the years, she's dropped hints that there was way more to the story than just creative differences. In a 2022 interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she admitted leaving Danity Kane was about refusing to meet certain expectations.
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
That brief exchange has become symbolic of all those unspoken issues, suggesting O'Day knew about Diddy's problematic behavior long before it became public. She's been pretty vocal about how Diddy treated women, especially after those serious accusations from his ex, Cassie Ventura. Now let me tell you about Jamie Foxx, and this tea is scalding. Jamie was another frequent guest at these infamous parties, which has people wondering what really went down behind those closed doors. Insiders have been whispering for years that Diddy controlled people through blackmail, influence, or worse. And get this, there was apparently this crazy time when Diddy allegedly made Jamie Foxx play naked basketball. Yes, you heard that right. Diddy, being his wild self, supposedly came up with this insane idea to break the ice and make the night unforgettable.
Want to know who was probably at these games? Just look at who P. Diddy and Jamie Foxx have been hanging around for years, especially the super successful one.
Can you even imagine being at that party? Talk about taking things to a whole new level. Say what you will about Diddy, but he definitely knows how to throw an unforgettable bash. And Jamie? Well, apparently he was such a good sport about it, he just jumped right in.
He would invite over a lot of Hollywood's elite to his house for a basketball game, but it was men only.
I mean, wow, that's definitely pushing boundaries and stepping way out of your comfort zone. But when you're with Diddy and other A-listers, anything can happen, right? But here's the thing, this wasn't Jamie's first rodeo at one of Diddy's notorious parties. An old clip of Jamie revealing some shocking details from one of Diddy's creepy parties resurfaced online last year.
Big cannon, yo, pup, I should document this shit, right? Yo, what's up, Playboy? what you talking about? I said, no, I should get this, man. You, files for the whole line. He says, yeah, let him through.
Back when Jamie was still trying to break into the music industry, he went to one of Diddy's exclusive Beverly Hills parties. Being the smart cookie he is, Jamie brought a camera along to document everything. And when he asked Diddy if he could film, Diddy was totally into it.
$1.5 million on this party? I said, you come to my house, I'll throw you a party for $400. And it will rival this, not in...
This wasn't just any party. We're talking a mind-blowing $1.5 million affair, with A-listers pulling up in luxury cars left and right. Jamie followed Diddy into this lavish pool party, and guess who his camera caught first? Dr. Ruth, the famous Hollywood therapist. Talk about a random encounter. Jamie seized the moment and got Dr. Ruth to have this spontaneous conversation with Diddy right on camera. Then, out of nowhere, Dr. Ruth and Diddy hit the dance floor by the pool, vibing to Beyoncé's Crazy in Love. The crowd was going wild, but Jamie Jamie wasn't just another guest. He actually ended up teaching Diddy how to party on a budget. Can you believe it? These stories about Jamie showing Diddy how to throw an amazing party without breaking the bank have become legendary. He even shared the story on The Colbert Show. Now, let's talk about Jennifer Lopez. And honey, this is where things get really messy. In a recent episode of his podcast, Collect Calls, Suge Knight dropped some explosive claims about a bizarre connection between the FBI, J.Lo, and her estranged husband, Ben Affleck. Knight claimed the FBI handed over some very incriminating tapes of J.Lo to Affleck, tapes they found during raids on Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles.
Make a Jennifer Lopez video somewhere. Everybody says you've got it, you want to sell it on the internet. Have you seen it?
Have I seen it? I don't know if I'm smiling like I've seen it.
According to Knight, these tapes are causing major drama in Affleck's marriage with Lopez. They go raid Puffy's house and they get all these videos of J.Lo doing this and J.Lo doing that, Knight spilled. He even brought up that infamous 1999 nightclub shooting incident involving Lopez and Diddy. Knight claims J.Lo's credibility is shot because she lied and said that the gun was Shine's or whatever and sent that man to prison, destroyed his life, and she knew it was Puffy's. He suggests the FBI told Affleck about these tapes because of how damaging they could be if they went public, kind of like what happened with Diddy's 2016 hotel assault tape of his ex-girlfriend Cassie. A source told Daily Mail that Lopez is absolutely disturbed by all these allegations against Diddy. Her relationship with him several years ago had its tumultuous ups and downs, the source revealed. What he has done and what he has been accused of is heartbreaking. It is disgusting for her to see that someone who at one point in her life was someone she put so much trust in has ended up turning into a very damaged human being. It is disturbing to see. Let me refresh your memory about J.Lo and Diddy's history. They met on her If You Had My Love music video set in 1999 and split in 2001 amid rumors that Diddy, then Puff Daddy, had been unfaithful, which Lopez later confirmed. They were both arrested after that nightclub shooting in Times Square in December 1999 that left 3 people injured. Lopez got released without charges after 14 hours, while Diddy walked free after a 7-week trial. His protege Jamal Shine Barrow took the fall, getting sentenced to 10 years. In a super candid interview with British Elle in July 2000, Lopez opened up about that terrifying experience, calling it a complete nightmare.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested or handcuffed or, go through all that kind of stuff. It's a really traumatic experience.
The drama didn't end there. In 2008, one of the victims filed a massive $130 million lawsuit against Combs. Eventually, in 2011, Diddy reached a hush-hush settlement with all 3 victims. Now, let's spill the tea about Cuba Gooding Jr. The Oscar winner is now caught up in these wild allegations through Diddy's former producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr. In this shocking 70-page lawsuit filed in February, Jones claims working for Diddy wasn't just about making music. He says he was forced into inappropriate situations with prostitutes and claims Diddy made unwanted advances towards him. Jones paints this disturbing picture of the music industry, full of dark rituals and manipulation. He claims Diddy tried to pressure him into a homosexual relationship, saying it's common in certain industry circles. But here's the bombshell. He mentions Cuba Gooding Jr. specifically. Jones alleges Gooding subjected him to unwanted touching, fondling his legs, back, and shoulders. And then there's Usher. Oh my goodness, where do I even start with this one? Back in the day, Usher was just this innocent kid when he signed with Layface Records, and guess who became his mentor? Diddy! Sounds like a dream come true, right? Well, just wait. In this super awkward interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy let it slip that he and Usher used to wake up in the same bed.
My brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like just out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother.
Talk about uncomfortable. Their relationship was apparently way more complicated than just mentor and mentee. Rumor has it that 14-year-old Usher followed Diddy to New York City, where things at Diddy's place got interesting. Like, what kind of mentoring was really going on? There's even this video of them together that's been making waves online. You have to see it.
Yeah, we on, but we gonna see this for you. This ain't for nobody else to see. You take that time, boy.
That's just Diddy getting Usher hyped for his upcoming show. But what he says after, so telling.
Fly ass motherfucker. How the you in the kitchen? Eating all my cereal.
Usher's been pretty quiet about his time with Diddy, despite all the speculation. But during a spicy interview with Howard Stern, he gave us a little taste of what we've been dying to know.
lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. In the 90s, do you understand what that's like? It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
Even though he didn't spill all the tea, Usher dropped plenty of hints about how close he and Diddy really were. Let's just say there was a lot of mentoring going on, and it wasn't just about music. His mom apparently didn't find out about her kid drinking champagne in the VIP with Diddy until after his album dropped. While Usher's keeping most details under wraps, he did reveal he saw some pretty questionable things at Diddy's house. During his Essence magazine interview, he tried to keep things professional, talking about business. Something you should know about me is that I'm a businessman before I'm anything else. Look at the capabilities of Martha Stewart or Russell Simmons or Sean Puffy Combs or even 50 Cent with G-Unit. But when Howard Stern brought up his time at Diddy's house, things got real interesting. The usually chatty Usher suddenly clammed up. His exact words, "I want to save some ish for my book one day. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of s***. Here's the million-dollar question. Why is Diddy suddenly cooperating with the FBI? Is this a power play, or is he trying to save his own skin? Some sources say he's cutting a deal to avoid prosecution, while others think he's using his connections to take down industry rivals. One thing's for sure, Diddy's sitting on some of Hollywood's darkest secrets. The FBI is reportedly looking into everything from tax evasion to drug trafficking, and Diddy's evidence could bring down some of the biggest names in entertainment. As this investigation heats up, more names are bound to come out. The fallout? It's going to be catastrophic. We're talking careers destroyed, reputations shattered, and serious legal consequences. Anyway, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You are watching Hot Gossip. Bye. Gossip. Bye. Gossip.